Obagang was a land of rolling hills, a serene expanse where the horizon seemed to stretch on forever. The very air hummed with a quiet tranquility, a testament to generations of peaceful living. It was a place where time seemed to slow, where the worries of the world felt distant and insignificant. And fertile fields, a tapestry of greens and golds that provided sustenance and prosperity to its inhabitants. The land was generous, rewarding the hard work of the farmers with bountiful harvests, its people known for peace and skilled craftsmanship. From intricate pottery to sturdy woodwork, their creations were a reflection of their patient and diligent nature. Each piece told a story, a testament to their heritage and their connection to the land. Life here was gentle, a rhythm of seasons and simple pleasures. Days were filled with the sounds of laughter, the scent of baking bread, and the comforting presence of neighbors, a tapestry of community and quiet prosperity. The marketplace was the heart of Obagang, a place where people gathered to trade goods, share news, and strengthen the bonds that held them together. It was a vibrant hub of activity, a testament to the thriving spirit of the community. In a small village by the river Elara lived Zohonna, a place where the water flowed gently, mirroring the peaceful lives of the villagers. The river was a source of life, providing water for their crops and a means of transportation. A thoughtful child with a keen eye for the world's subtleties, she possessed an innate curiosity, a desire to understand the hidden meanings behind the everyday occurrences. While others played, lost in the carefree joy of childhood, Zohonna listened to elders' tales and watched the land, absorbing the wisdom of the past and the secrets of the natural world. She learned about the history of Obagang, the triumphs and tribulations of her ancestors, and the delicate balance of nature that sustained them all. Sensing undercurrents others missed, she could feel the subtle shifts in the wind, the unspoken anxieties in the villagers' voices, the faint tremors of change on the horizon. Obagang's peace, Zohonna noticed, sometimes bred complacency, a sense of security that could blind them to potential dangers. Its villages were friendly but divided, lacking unity. Each village was self-sufficient, but they rarely cooperated or supported each other. This lack of cohesion made them vulnerable to external threats. One day, desperate wanderers raided a farmstead, their faces gaunt, their eyes filled with a mixture of hunger and desperation, leaving fear and anger in their wake. The peaceful tranquility of Obagang was shattered, replaced by a sense of unease and vulnerability. Zohonna witnessed the villagers' fear, their faces etched with worry and uncertainty, and realized peace was fragile, a delicate balance that could be easily disrupted, easily shattered by hunger or desperation. The raiders were not inherently evil, but driven by their own desperate circumstances. The incident left a deep mark, a scar on the collective consciousness of Obagang, planting seeds of unease and awareness in Zohonna's heart. She began to question the foundations of their peaceful existence, wondering if their gentle ways were enough to protect them from the harsh realities of the world. It was the first time Zohonna truly understood that gentle ways alone could not protect their home, that something more was needed to safeguard their way of life. From that day, Zohonna watched and learned, her eyes constantly scanning the horizon, her mind always searching for answers, determined to understand what it would take to safeguard Obagang. She knew that the future of her home depended on her ability to learn and adapt. The lesson was clear: peace must be guarded, not just hoped for. It was a lesson that would shape her destiny and the future of Obagang. As Zohonna grew from a young child into adulthood, they absorbed the traditions and values of their people. They learned the ancient stories, the skills of survival, and the importance of community. They developed a quiet strength, a deep understanding of the land, and a profound sense of responsibility towards their community. This sense of duty was not imposed, but rather grew organically from within, nurtured by the wisdom of the village elders and the daily rhythms of tribal life. Zohonna became a trusted hunter, providing for the village with skill and courage. But their talents extended beyond the hunt. They also possessed a natural gift for mediation, resolving disputes with fairness and wisdom, and showing remarkable courage in the face of danger, whether it be protecting the village from wild animals or standing up for what was right. The people saw in Zohonna not just a skilled hunter or a capable mediator, but a true leader, someone they could trust and respect. They were a leader who listened intently to the concerns of others, understood the complexities of each situation, and acted with unwavering fairness and integrity. When a severe drought struck, threatening the very survival of the villages, Zohonna stepped forward, organizing the sharing of dwindling food supplies, leading the search for new water sources, and uniting the disparate villages to work together towards a common goal. Through this time of crisis, Zohonna's exceptional leadership became undeniable, solidifying their place in the hearts and minds of the people. When the life-giving rains finally returned, bringing an end to the devastating drought, the people, recognizing Zohonna's strength and wisdom, called for them to lead all of Obagang, uniting the villages under a single banner. Zohonna accepted this great responsibility, not out of personal ambition or a desire for power, but out of a deep and abiding love for the land and its people, a genuine commitment to their well-being. A new banner was raised, its colors and symbols representing the newfound unity and shared hope for a brighter future. The people looked to Zohonna not as a ruler to be feared, but as a guardian to be trusted, a protector of their traditions and their future. Obagang, once a collection of divided villages, often plagued by internal conflicts and mistrust, now stood together, united under a leader forged not in the fires of conquest, but by the enduring qualities of wisdom, compassion, and unwavering dedication to the common good. With Zohonna at the helm, the foundation for a new era of peace, prosperity, and unity was firmly set, promising a brighter future for all of Obagang. North of Obagang lay Gang, a harsh land of stone and struggle. Its people were hardened warriors shaped by scarcity and constant conflict. Zohonna, their chieftain, united the clans through strength and ambition, promising a better life in the fertile south. Zohonna's rule was strict, blending fear with hope for conquest. Gang's warriors trained relentlessly, preparing to seize Obagang's abundance. Raids began on Obagang's borders, swift, testing, and increasingly bold. Many dismissed these as bandit attacks, but Zohonna saw the pattern, a predator sizing up its prey. The shadow from the north was growing. Gang's raids intensified, pushing deeper into Obagang and spreading fear. The sacking of Oakhaven, a peaceful market town, was the breaking point. Stores looted, captives taken, and a message of terror sent. Outrage united Obagang, but Zohonna still sought peace, sending envoys to negotiate. Zohonna rejected all offers, demanding territory and tribute. The terms were impossible. War was now inevitable. Zohonna addressed the people, speaking of duty and the need to defend their way of life. Reluctantly, Obagang prepared for war, transforming farmers and artisans into defenders. The land's peace was shattered, replaced by grim determination. The fight for survival had begun. Zohonna rallied Obagang, forging unity from old rivalries and distant villages. The people answered the call, bringing whatever weapons they had, driven by the need to protect their home. Farmers, shepherds, and artisans stood side by side, their strength rooted in resolve and knowledge of the land. Gang's army, disciplined and relentless, marched south, confident in their chieftain and hardened by years of conflict. Zohonna chose the plains of Eldoria for the coming battle, using the land's features for strategic advantage. Defenses were built, lines drawn, and the tension grew as both armies prepared. The air was thick with anticipation, the fate of Obagang hanging in the balance. Two forces, one fighting for survival, the other for conquest, stood ready to clash. The land itself seemed to hold its breath. The decisive moment was near. Dawn broke over the plains of Eldoria, painting the landscape in hues of gold and crimson. The air was still, heavy with anticipation and the ghosts of battles past. This day, however, would etch itself into the annals of history, a day of reckoning for Obagang. As Zohonna, the steadfast commander of Obagang, moved among the defenders, her presence was a beacon of resolve. She walked the lines, her eyes scanning the faces of her soldiers, each one a testament to the spirit of their people. She offered calm encouragement, her voice a soothing balm against the storm of fear that threatened to engulf them. "Hold fast," she urged, "for our home, for our families, for Obagang." From the horizon, Zohonna's army advanced with brutal force, a relentless tide of steel and fury. They marched with a singular purpose: to crush Obagang and claim its lands as their own. Their wedge formations, honed through countless battles, threatened to break Obagang's lines, promising a swift and decisive victory. The ground trembled beneath their advance, a symphony of war drums and marching feet. The clash was fierce, a maelstrom of steel, blood, and desperate cries. Shields splintered, swords clashed, and the air filled with the stench of death. Obagang's defenders bent under the relentless assault but did not break, their resolve fueled by the knowledge that their very existence hung in the balance. They were fighting with desperate courage, each soldier a bulwark against the encroaching darkness. Every swing of their swords, every parry of their shields, was a testament to their unwavering commitment. Zohonna, overseeing the battle from a vantage point, her keen eyes missing nothing, understood the ebb and flow of the conflict. She made swift decisions, each one calculated, each one vital to the survival of her people, reinforcing weak points with fresh troops, plugging the gaps in the line before they could widen into breaches, and directing archers to key targets, raining down a storm of arrows upon the enemy ranks, disrupting their formations and sowing chaos. When Zohonna committed elite warriors, the fiercest and most heavily armored of her forces, to a central push, aiming to shatter Obagang's defenses with a single overwhelming blow, Zohonna seized the moment, recognizing the vulnerability created by Zohonna's all-in gamble. Hidden warriors concealed within the surrounding hills burst forth, a wave of fury unleashed upon the unsuspecting enemy, striking Zohonna's exposed flank with devastating force, turning the tide of battle in an instant. Zohonna, with a roar that echoed across the battlefield, led a counterattack, her personal guard a whirlwind of steel and death. Catching Gang's forces completely off guard, their carefully laid plans unraveling before their eyes. Confusion spread through Zohonna's ranks. The sudden assault from the hills and Zohonna's ferocious counterattack threw their formations into disarray. Their advance faltered, the momentum lost and then collapsed entirely as panic seized the invading army. The tide turned irrevocably as Obagang, emboldened by their commander's courage and the enemy's disarray, pressed the attack, driving the invaders back, breaking the invaders' resolve, shattering their dreams of conquest and sending them fleeing in disarray. The cost was high, the fields littered with the fallen, both friend and foe, a grim testament to the ferocity of the battle, but the defenders held their ground, their banners still flying high above the blood-soaked earth, a symbol of their defiance and their victory. The river ran red, stained with the blood of warriors, a somber reminder of the price of freedom. But Obagang endured, its spirit unbroken, its people united in their determination to defend their home. The battle's outcome would shape the land's future, ushering in an era of peace and prosperity forged in the fires of war and sacrifice. Zohonna's deep knowledge of the land shaped every move. The battlefield's river and hills protected the flanks and concealed reserves for a decisive strike. Zohonna inspired unity, leading from the front and earning the trust of all. The reserve force, chosen for speed and terrain mastery, delivered the crucial blow. Communication and adaptability set Zohonna apart from Zohonna's overconfident aggression. Zohonna's impatience led to overextension, which Zohonna exploited with patience and cunning. The victory proved that wisdom and unity could overcome brute force. As silence fell on the battlefield, Obagang mourned its losses even as it celebrated survival. Zohonna's defeat shattered Gang's threat. Their army scattered, never to menace Obagang again. Relief swept the land, but the scars of war ran deep. The shared struggle forged a new unity, old rivalries fading in the face of what they'd endured. Zohonna's leadership was now undisputed, seen as the architect of both victory and peace. Fortifications were built, and a council of elders established to ensure fair governance. Veterans were honored, and families of the fallen cared for. Zohonna focused on healing and rebuilding, not conquest. The foundations for lasting peace and prosperity were laid. Obagang emerged stronger, united by sacrifice and hope. Obagang flourished in the peace that followed, its people cherishing unity and vigilance. Zohonna's reign became a golden age, remembered for wisdom, justice, and compassion. Festivals and monuments honored the sacrifices made and the lessons learned. Zohonna's name became legend, a symbol of resilience and integrity. The story of Zohonna inspired generations, shaping the spirit of Obagang. Their legacy endured, a guiding light for all who called Obagang home.